The night was quiet in the small town outside Seoul. Dae-ho Kim walked his dog along the empty street. The stars shone bright above them. Dae-ho liked these late walks. After a long day fixing sick animals at his vet clinic, he needed the peace. His dog Buck trotted beside him. The white husky had blue eyes that seemed to see everything. Most dogs pulled on their leashes or sniffed at every bush. Not Buck. He walked calmly, always watching. "Good boy," Dae-ho said, patting Buck's head. The dog did not look up. He was staring at the sky. Dae-ho looked up too. A bright light cut across the stars. At first, he thought it was a shooting star. Then it stopped moving. "That's odd," he whispered. The light grew bigger. Soon, it was not just one light but many. They moved in a pattern, like a dance. Dae-ho had never seen anything like it. In the distance, dogs began to bark. The sound spread through the town like a wave. Every dog seemed to be going crazy. Every dog except Buck. Buck just stared, his blue eyes fixed on the lights. He did not blink. He did not move. He did not make a sound. "What is it, boy?" Dae-ho asked. He felt cold suddenly. Something about Buck's stillness scared him more than the strange lights. The lights flashed once, twice, 3 times. Then they shot upward and vanished. Buck finally looked at Dae-ho. For a second, Dae-ho thought he saw something in those blue eyes, something old and knowing. Then Buck wagged his tail, and he was just a dog again. "Let's go home," Dae-ho said. "It's getting late." The next morning, Dae-ho woke to his phone buzzing. It was Jun, his assistant at the clinic. "Boss, are you seeing this?" Jun's voice was high and tight. "Seeing what?" Dae-ho sat up in bed. Buck was at the window, staring out at the sky again. "Turn on your TV, any channel." Dae-ho grabbed the remote. The news showed shaky videos of a massive ship hanging in the sky over Seoul. It was made of what looked like dark metal with glowing lines running across it. "They're saying it's aliens," Jun said. "Real aliens." Dae-ho could hardly believe it. Yet there it was on his screen. Proof that humans were not alone. "The clinic will be busy," Jun said. "People are freaking out. Their pets too." "I'll be there soon," Dae-ho promised. After hanging up, he went to the window where Buck stood. The dog had not moved. His eyes were fixed on something Dae-ho couldn't see. "Did you know?" Dae-ho asked softly. "Is that why you didn't bark last night?" Buck finally turned to look at him. Again, Dae-ho had that strange feeling, like Buck understood everything. The vet clinic was packed. Dogs whined, and cats hissed in their carriers. Their owners looked just as scared. "They say the aliens have asked to meet with world leaders," Jun said as they worked. "They call themselves the Terith." Dae-ho tried to focus on the sick poodle in front of him. "We don't know if they're dangerous yet. But why are all the animals so upset?" It was true. Every animal in the clinic seemed stressed, except for the big white husky lying calmly in the corner. Buck had insisted on coming to work with Dae-ho today, something he rarely did. While checking a cat's ears, Dae-ho watched as an old man came in with no pet. He looked around, then walked straight to Buck. The man said nothing, just stared at the dog. Buck stared back. Neither blinked. Then the old man nodded, as if confirming something, and left. "Who was that?" Jun asked. "I don't know," Dae-ho said, but a chill ran down his spine. Later, the TV showed the first pictures of the Terith. They were tall, with greenish-gray skin that seemed to shift in the light. What looked like scales ran down their arms and backs. When one of them turned quickly, the scales caught the light like metal. Like blades. Dae-ho looked at Buck. The dog watched the screen, still as stone. "What's happening, Buck?" Dae-ho whispered. "What aren't you telling me?" Buck did not answer. He just watched, and did not blink. Soo-jin Park was not supposed to be this important. Yesterday, she was just a junior diplomat who helped with paperwork. Today, She sat in a room with world leaders. "You're the best language expert we have," her boss had told her this morning. "We need you." Now Su-jin watched as the Terith ambassador entered the meeting room. The alien was tall, at least 7 feet, with skin that looked both soft and hard at the same time. The scales on her arms shimmered as she moved. "This is Ambassador Sith," the UN secretary said. "She will speak for the Terith people." Su-jin tried not to stare, but it was hard. Sith's eyes were yellow with black slits. They reminded Su-jin of a snake's eyes. When those eyes turned to look at her, Su-jin felt cold inside. "You are the language expert?" Sith asked. Her voice was smooth, but had a strange clicking sound behind the words. "Yes," Su-jin answered. She stood up straight. "I'm here to help with communication." Sith's mouth curved up. It was almost a smile, but not quite. "Interesting. Your brain patterns are unusual." Su-jin didn't know what to say to that. She didn't know aliens could read brain patterns. The meeting began. Sith explained that the Terith came from a star system far away. They had visited 12 other worlds and made friends with the people there. "We wish to share our knowledge with Earth," Sith said. "Our technology can help your world." The world leaders seemed happy. They asked questions about trade and science. Su-jin took notes, but something felt wrong. When Sith talked about the other worlds they had visited, she used words like managed and organized, not words like partnered or befriended. After the meeting, Su-jin walked to her small office. She was surprised to find Sith waiting there. "You are not like the others," Sith said. "You listen differently." Su-jin put her folders down. "I'm just doing my job." Sith moved closer. Her scales made a soft sound, like metal brushing against cloth. "We will work together often, I think. I have asked for you to be my personal translator." "That's a big honor," Su-jin said carefully. "Yes." Sith reached out one long finger and almost touched Su-jin's cheek. "A very big honor." After Sith left, Su-jin had to sit down. Her heart was beating too fast. Something about the Terith ambassador scared her, but she didn't know why. Daho couldn't sleep. For 3 nights since the aliens came, he had bad dreams. Dreams of running, of fighting, of sharp things cutting through the dark. Baek wasn't sleeping either. The dog sat by the window every night, watching the sky. Tonight, Daho sat with him. "What do you see out there, boy?" On the coffee table, Daho's TV showed news about the Terith. They were sharing medical technology that could heal wounds faster. The world was excited. Baek suddenly growled at the TV. It was a low sound, almost too quiet to hear. "You don't like them?" Daho asked. The dog looked at him with those blue eyes. For a moment, Daho thought he heard words in his head. Asterisk, "They have been here before." Asterisk. Daho shook his head. He was just tired. Dogs couldn't talk, not even in people's heads. His phone rang. It was a number he didn't know. "Hello," he answered. "Is this Dr. Kim, the veterinarian with the white husky?" A woman's voice asked. "Yes. Who is this?" "My name is Su-jin Park. I work with the diplomatic team meeting the Terith." The woman sounded nervous. "This will sound strange, but I need to see your dog." "My dog? Why?" "Because," she paused, "because Ambassador Sith saw a picture of him on my colleague's phone and reacted badly." She seemed afraid. Daho looked at Baek. The dog stared back, and again Daho felt words form in his mind. Asterisk, "We should meet her." Asterisk. "Okay," Daho said, wondering if he was going crazy. "When?" "Tonight," Su-jin said. "And please, don't tell anyone." After hanging up, Daho knelt beside Baek. "What's happening? Why would an alien be afraid of you?" Baek put his paw on Daho's hand. This time, the words in his mind were clearer. Asterisk, because they should be asterisk. Su-jin waited in the empty park. It was midnight, and the only light came from a few street lamps. She checked her watch again. Where was the vet with his strange dog? She had spent the day in the National Museum, looking through old books after her meeting with Sith. What she found made her hands shake. In a book that was over 500 years old, there was a drawing. It showed creatures that looked just like the Tereth. The old text said they came from the sky long ago. They hurt many people. But then, the faithful guardians drove them away. The book showed these guardians too. They looked like large wolves with glowing eyes. A sound made Sujin turn. A man walked toward her with a big white dog. The dog moved smoothly, like water flowing. "Are you Sujin Park?" the man asked. "Yes. You must be Dr. Kim." She looked at the dog. "And this is back." The dog's blue eyes seemed to glow in the dark. He stared at her, and Sujin felt like he was looking into her mind. "Why did you want to meet us?" Daho asked. Sujin opened her bag and took out copies of the old drawings. "Because of these, they show beings like the Tereth coming to Earth long ago." Daho looked at the pictures under the street lamp. "These do look like them. But what does this have to do with my dog?" Sujin pointed to the drawing of the guardians. "The text says these beings saved humans. They look like wolves, but—" She paused. "I think they might be related to dogs today." Vake moved closer to the papers. He sniffed them, and then sat down, still staring at Sujin. "This sounds crazy," Daho said. "You think my dog is some kind of alien fighter?" "I don't know. But today, I showed Ambassador Sith some pictures of local pets for small talk. When she saw a picture of your dog, one your assistant posted online, she dropped her drink. Her scales stood up like knives. She was afraid." "Dr. Kim." Daho looked down at Baek. "He has been acting strange lately." And he stopped. "And what?" "I think he's been putting thoughts in my head. Words. I know that sounds crazy." Sujin knelt down to look at Baek. "Can you talk to us? Can you tell us what's happening?" For a long moment, nothing happened. Then Sujin felt a warm push in her mind, like gentle hands opening a door. A voice that wasn't really a voice spoke. "We have watched over humans for many thousands of years, *." Daho gasped. "You heard that too?" Sujin nodded, her eyes wide. "Baek. Are you? What are you?" "We are guardians, made long ago to protect Earth from the scale blades." The voice in their heads was deep and ancient. "When humans were young. The Tereth came to take your world. We were made to stop them, *" "Made by whom?" Daho asked. "By humans who knew more than today's humans remember. They put their knowledge into us, then made us look like simple animals so we could watch and wait, *" Sujin's mind raced. "So dogs." "Not all dogs. Only some. One for each human family group, passed down through time. We hide among your pets, your friends. We watch *" Daho sat down hard on a bench. "I've had you since you were a puppy. You were just a normal dog." I only wake when needed. Back's blue eyes seemed to shine brighter. No, I am needed. The Tereth have returned. Sujin looked at her phone. There were 3 missed calls from her boss. The Tereth are asking for something new. They want to build a cultural center in every major city. Not centers. Hives. Entry points. Buck stood up, suddenly alert. We must go. Now. Why? Daho asked. They are coming. They know we are meeting. Just then, Sujin's phone rang again. She answered it. "Where are you?" her boss shouted. "The Tereth are looking for you. They say you stole something." Lights appeared in the sky above the park. A low humming filled the air. Back's fur began to rise, not like a scared dog's, but in a pattern like symbols glowing under his white coat. Run. The guardians said in their minds. Asterisk, they have found us. Asterisk. This way. Daho pulled Su-jin toward the trees. Back ran ahead of them, his white fur now marked with blue lines that glowed in the dark. The humming grew louder. A beam of light swept across the park, hunting for them. What will they do if they catch us? Su-jin asked, breathing hard as they ran. Nothing good, Daho said. He had never run so fast in his life. Baek stopped suddenly and turned. Asterisk the car. We must reach your car. Asterisk. They changed direction, running toward the parking lot. Su-jin fell once but got back up quickly. The light beams were getting closer. When they reached Daho's car, he fumbled with his keys. His hands were shaking too much. Asterisk, let me, asterisk, Baek said in their minds. The dog touched his nose to Daho's hand, and suddenly the keys stopped shaking. The door unlocked. They got in, and Daho started the car. Just as they pulled away, a larger beam of light hit the spot where they had been standing. Where should we go? Daho asked, driving fast through empty streets. My apartment is not safe, Su-jin said. They know where I live. Asterisk, go to the mountains, asterisk, Baek told them. Asterisk, outside the city. There are others waiting there. Asterisk. Others. Other guardians? Su-jin asked. Asterisk, yes. And they're humans. Asterisk. As they drove out of Seoul, Su-jin's phone rang again. She was afraid to answer it, but did anyway. Su-jin Park, said a smooth voice with a clicking sound behind it. It was Sith. You have something that belongs to us. I don't know what you mean, Su-jin said, trying to keep her voice steady. The guardian. The white one. It is not yours to keep. Su-jin looked at Baek, who sat calmly in the back seat. He doesn't belong to you either. Sith made a hissing sound. You do not understand. My people were here before yours could even speak. This world was to be ours. Then why did you leave? Su-jin asked. There was a pause. We had problems with local wildlife, but we have solved that problem now. Our scales are stronger. They can cut through anything, even your guardian beasts. Su-jin felt cold fear in her stomach. Tell me where you are, Sith said, and we will be gentle with your people. Baek growled, and Su-jin heard his voice in her mind. Asterisk, she lies. They will take everything. Asterisk. I think we're done talking, Su-jin said, and hung up the phone. What did she mean, they solved the problem? Daho asked. Su-jin looked at her phone. I need to make a call. She dialed her boss's number. When he answered, she said, The Terith are not our friends. They've been here before. They want to take over our world. That's crazy talk, her boss said. They're sharing technology with us. Ask them about the local wildlife they had problems with before. Ask them why they left Earth the first time. After hanging up, Su-jin turned to Daho. We need proof. Something to show people what the Terith really want. Daho drove carefully up the mountain road. It was dark, and he could barely see. Maybe Baek knows. They both looked at the dog. The blue lines on his fur were fading now. Asterisk, we are almost there. Asterisk, Baek said. Asterisky can show you proof. I can show you memory. Asterisk. Your memory? Su-jin asked. Asterisk, the memory of all guardians. We share one mind across many bodies. Asterisk. Daho pulled the car over at a lookout point. The city lights spread out below them like stars. A small truck was parked there already. As they watched, a woman got out with a large German shepherd beside her. The dog looked at Baek, and both dogs' fur began to glow with blue lines. Asterisk, she is Min, asterisk, Baek told them. Asterisk, her guardian is June. They have been waiting. Asterisk. The woman walked toward them. You must be Daho and Su-jin, she said. My dog told me you were coming. Your dog talks to you too? Su-jin asked. Min nodded. For 3 days now, ever since the Terith came. She looked up at the sky. We don't have much time. They're tracking all phone signals now. Su Jin quickly turned off her phone. There are 12 of us so far, Min said. 12 humans with guardian dogs, but we need more if we're going to stop them. Stop them from what? Daho asked. Min's face was grim. From turning Earth into their new home planet. And trust me, there's not room here for both our species. Asterisk. They have done this before asterisk June, the German shepherds said in their minds. Asterisk 12 worlds now bear their mark. 12 worlds where the original people are gone asterisk. Su Jin felt sick. We need to warn everyone. We will, Min said. But first, the Guardians need to show us what happened the last time the Tereth came to Earth. Both dogs stepped forward, their eyes glowing blue in the darkness. Asterisk remember asterisk, they said together. The world around Daho, Su Jin, and Min faded away. In its place, they saw images, like a movie playing in their minds. The Guardians were sharing their memories. They saw Earth thousands of years ago. People lived in small villages with simple tools. They farmed and hunted. They were happy. Then came the ships, huge and dark, just like the Tereth ships now. The aliens came out, their scales shining in the sun. At first, they seemed friendly. They'd brought gifts, metal tools that were better than stone ones, medicines that cured sick people. The humans welcomed them. But soon, things changed. The Tereth built big towers. They took more and more land. When people complained, the aliens showed their true power. Their scales rose up and became sharp like swords. They cut down anyone who stood against them. This is terrible, Su Jin whispered, even though she knew she was seeing memories, not real events happening now. The vision changed. Now they saw wise humans meeting in secret. They were mixing plants and strange liquids. They were making something. The first guardians, Min said softly. They saw the wise humans take wolves and change them. The wolves grew smarter. Their fur developed special patterns. They could talk to humans with their minds. Then came the fighting. The guardians led humans against the Tereth. It was a hard battle. Many died on both sides. But the guardians were strong. They could block the aliens' powers. They could make human weapons work better. Finally, the Tereth left. Their ships flew away from Earth. The humans cheered, but the wise ones knew the aliens might come back someday. So they told the guardians to hide among normal dogs, to watch and wait, always ready. The vision ended. Daho found himself back on the mountain, looking at Buck. The dog seemed tired now. That's how it happened, Min said. The first time they came. But they're stronger now, Su Jin said, remembering Sith's words. Their scales can cut through anything, even guardians. Asterisk not everything. Asterisk Jun said in their minds. Asterisk they have not tested them against awakened guardians asterisk. How many guardians are there? Daho asked. Asterisk thousands. Asterisk Blake answered. Asterisk but most still sleep. They do not know what they are asterisk. Min looked at her watch. We need to go. The others are waiting at the old temple. They drove higher up the mountain. The roads were rough now. After 20 minutes, they reached a small old temple made of stone. 10 more cars were parked outside. Inside the temple, they found 10 people sitting in a circle. Each had a dog beside them. The dogs were different breeds and sizes, but all had the same alert look in their eyes. A tall man stood up. I'm Hojin. My guardian is Ta. He pointed to a brown dog with short fur. We've been talking about what to do. We need to warn everyone. Su Jin said. The Tereth want to take over our world. People won't believe us, said a young woman. The Tereth are giving out free medicine and technology. Everyone loves them. They did the same thing before, Daho said. We saw it in the Guardians' memories. Hojin nodded. That's why we need proof. Something we can show to the world. Asterisk, there is proof. Asterisk Buck said, and all the humans heard him. Asterisk in the main Tereth ship. They keep records of all worlds they take asterisk. We can't get into their ship, Min said. It's guarded too well. Sujin thought for a moment. Maybe I can. I'm still officially their translator. I could get inside. That's too dangerous, Daho said, looking worried. We don't have a choice. Sujin looked at all the guardians. Can you help me? Can you teach me how to block their mind reading? Asterisk we can. Asterisk Ta said. Asterisk but it will be hard. And you must go soon. The Tereth plan to start building their hives tomorrow asterisk. Once those are built, they'll bring more of their kind here, Ho-Jin explained. Millions more. Sujin took a deep breath. Then I'll go tonight. I'll get the proof we need. Daho stepped closer to her. Not alone. I'm coming with you. Asterisk. And I will go too, asterisk Buck said. Asterisk but I cannot look like this asterisk. As they watched, Buck's form began to change. He grew smaller. His white fur changed color to brown. Soon, he looked like a completely different dog. Asterisk. They will be looking for a white husky asterisk, he explained. Asterisk not a brown mixed breed asterisk. Sujin looked around at the humans and their guardians. If we don't come back by morning, tell everyone you can about the Tereth. Don't let them build those hives. Outside, the first light of dawn touched the sky. Time was running out. The Tereth ship was huge. It looked like a dark mountain floating above Seoul. Lights ran across its surface in strange patterns. Guards stood at the entrance, both human and Tereth. Sujin fixed her hair and straightened her jacket. Remember the plan, she said to Daho. You're my assistant, here to help with translation. Daho nodded. He was scared but tried not to show it. Buck, now looking like a small brown dog, sat quietly at his feet. What if they can still read our minds? Daho whispered. The guardians taught us how to block them. Sujin said. Just picture a wall in your mind, like we practiced. They walked up to the guards. Sujin showed her diplomatic badge. Sujin Park, translator for Ambassador Sith. I was called in for an emergency meeting. The human guard checked his list. We don't have you scheduled. Call the ambassador, Sujin said with confidence she didn't feel. She will be angry if I'm late. The guard made a call. Sujin kept her mind wall strong, picturing thick stone around her thoughts. After a minute, the guard nodded. You can go in. But who are these two? My assistant and his service dog, Sujin said. The dog helps with his anxiety. The guard looked suspicious but let them pass. The Tereth guard watched them with yellow eyes but said nothing. Inside the ship, everything was strange. The walls seemed alive, moving slightly as if breathing. The air felt thick and warm. Asterisk this way, asterisk Buck's voice said in their minds. Asterisky can smell where they keep their records asterisk. They followed the small brown dog through halls that curved and twisted. Twice they had to hide when Tereth walked by. The alien scales made soft clicking sounds as they moved. How do you know where to go? Daho asked the dog. Asterisk all their ships are the same asterisk Blake answered. Asterisk we have been in them before, long ago asterisk. They reached a door that looked different from the others. It had marks on it that glowed. Now what? Sujin asked. We can't open it without a code. Bake walked up to the door. Blue lines began to glow under his fur again. Asterisk stand back asterisk. The dog pressed his nose to the door. The glowing marks flickered and changed color. Then the door slid open. Asterisk hurry, asterisk Buck said. Asterisk they will know someone is here soon asterisk. Inside was a room full of strange objects. Some looked like glass balls. Others were flat panels that showed moving images. Which one has the proof we need? Daho asked. Bake walked to a glass ball on a table. Asterisk this one. It holds their history, their conquests asterisk. Sujin picked up the ball. It felt warm in her hands. How do we make it work? Before Bach could answer, they heard voices outside. Tereth voices, with their clicking sounds. They know we're here, Daho whispered. We need to find another way out, Su-jin said. She put the glass ball in her bag. Bach's ears perked up. Asterisk, there is an air shaft, big enough for you to crawl through asterisk. They found the shaft high on the wall. Daho helped Su-jin climb up first. Then he lifted Bach and pushed him into the shaft. Just as Daho started to climb, the door opened. Ambassador Sith walked in, her scales fully extended. They looked like sharp metal blades all over her body. Dr. Kim, she said, how nice of you to visit. Daho froze. He couldn't reach the shaft now. Where is the guardian? Sith asked. The white one. I don't know what you're talking about, Daho said. Sith moved closer. Her blade scales made a sound like knives being sharpened. No matter. We will find it. And the woman too. In the air shaft, Su-jin watched helplessly, but growled softly. Asteriski must help him asterisk. You can't, Su-jin whispered. They'll capture you too. Asterisk no choice, asterisk Bach said. Asterisk, he is my human. I protect him asterisk. Before Su-jin could stop him, Bach jumped back down into the room. But he wasn't a small brown dog anymore. As he fell, he changed. He grew larger. His fur turned white again. Blue lines glowed all over his body. Sith turned, and for the first time, Su-jin saw fear on the alien's face. Guardian, Sith hissed. Her scales rose higher, ready to attack. Bach's eyes glowed bright blue. Asterisk run. Daho asterisk. Daho didn't move. I won't leave you. Asterisk go with Su-jin. Save the others. I will find you asterisk. With a growl that shook the room, Bach launched himself at Sith. The Tereth's blade scales swung to meet him. Su-jin grabbed Daho's hand and pulled him into the shaft. Come on. We have to get out with the proof. Tears in his eyes, Daho followed her. Behind them, they heard the sounds of battle, alien hisses, and a guardian's growl. Su-jin and Daho crawled through the air shaft as fast as they could. Behind them, they heard crashes and growls. Bach was fighting Sith. We have to go back for him, Daho said. His voice shook with worry. We can't, Su-jin said. We have to get this proof out. It's what Bach wanted. They'd reached the end of the shaft. It opened outside the ship, high above the ground. Far below, they saw trees and grass. They were over a park. How do we get down? Daho asked. Su-jin looked in her bag. Besides the glass ball, she had a scarf, her phone, and a small knife. Not enough to make a rope. Suddenly, the ship shook. Lights flashed red all around them. Alarms made loud sounds. What's happening? Daho asked. A voice came from all around them, speaking the Tereth language. Su-jin understood some words. They're saying, Guardian alert, she translated. All Tereth should report to battle stations. Bach, Daho whispered. He must still be fighting. The ship shook again, harder this time. Su-jin almost fell out of the shaft. We have to jump, she said. The ship is moving higher. Daho looked down. It was a long way to fall. We'll die. Maybe not. Look. Su-jin pointed. Below them was a lake in the park. We can aim for the water. Daho took a deep breath. Okay. Together. Su-jin nodded. She held tight to her bag with the glass ball. 1, 2, 3. They jumped. The air rushed past them as they fell. Su-jin tried not to scream. The water got closer and closer. Splash! They hit the lake hard. The water was cold. Su-jin sank deep, then swam up. Her bag felt heavy, but she didn't let go. When she reached the surface, she looked for Daho. He came up a few seconds later, coughing. Are you okay? She asked. Yes, he said. Let's get to shore. They swam to the edge of the lake and pulled themselves out. They were wet and cold, but alive. "We need to call the others," Su-jin said. She checked her phone. It was wet but still worked. She called Ho-jin. "We got the proof," she told him. "But Baek is still on the ship." "Come to the meeting point," Ho-jin said. "The Guardians are waking up all over the city." Su-jin ended the call and looked at Dae-ho. He was staring up at the ship. It was moving away, going higher in the sky. "I can't leave him," Dae-ho said. "Buck told us to go, to save the others. But he's my friend, my family." Su-jin put her hand on his arm. "Look." Something white was falling from the ship. At first, it looked like a bird. Then they saw it was Buck. The Guardian was jumping from the ship. But he wasn't falling normally. Blue light surrounded him, slowing his fall. He landed on the grass near them, making a soft thump. "Baek." Dae-ho ran to the Guardian. The white dog was hurt. Cuts crossed his fur, and one leg looked broken. But his eyes were still bright. "Asterisk, I am here," asterisk his voice said in their minds. Asterisk Sith has many cuts too now asterisk. "Can you walk?" Dae-ho asked, checking Bak's wounds. Asterisk soon. "My body heals fast asterisk." The Guardian looked at Su-jin. Asterisk did you save the proof? Asterisk. Su-jin held up her bag. "Yes. It's safe." Asterisk good. "Because they are calming asterisk." "The Terith?" Dae-ho asked. Asterisk no. The other Guardians asterisk Baek looked up at the sky. Asterisk, they are all waking now, all over the world asterisk. As if on cue, they heard barking. Many dogs, barking all at once. The sound came from every direction. "What's happening?" Su-jin asked. Asterisk, the call is going out asterisk Baek explained. Asterisk every Guardian who sleeps is being told to wake up. To remember what they are asterisk. "How many are there?" Dae-ho asked. Asterisk thousands, maybe millions. At least one for every human family line that survived the first Terith visit asterisk. Su-jin's phone rang again. It was Min. "Turn on the news," Min said. "Any channel." Su-jin used her wet phone to find a news stream. What they saw made them gasp. All over Seoul, dogs were changing. Blue lines glowed on their fur. Their eyes shone bright. Some grew bigger. Others changed color. All of them seemed to know exactly what to do. The news showed a Terith who had been giving out medicine in a hospital. Now it was backing away from a small dog that was growing larger by the second. "It's starting," Dae-ho said. Asterisk yes, asterisk Baek agreed. Asterisk, the second battle for Earth has begun asterisk. The sky over Seoul turned dark with Terith ships. There were now 5 of them, not just one. They hung like black clouds above the city. Su-jin, Dae-ho, and Baek met the others at an old school building. Inside were more than 50 people, each with a guardian dog. The dogs all glowed with blue lines on their fur. Some were big, some small, but all had the same knowing look in their eyes. Ho-jin stood in front of a map of the city. "The Terith are building their hives here, here, and here," he said, pointing to 3 spots. "We must stop them." "How?" Su-jin asked. "They have ships and weapons. What do we have?" Asterisk, we have this, asterisk Buck said. The White Guardian was looking better now. His cuts were healing fast. Asterisk show them, the proof asterisk. Su-jin took out the glass ball from her bag. It was still wet but not broken. "How do we use it?" Min stepped forward with her guardian, Jun. The German shepherd touched his nose to the ball. It began to glow. Images appeared in the air above the ball. They showed planets, 12 of them. Each one started green and full of life. Then the Terith came. The planets turned gray and dead. The people who lived there disappeared. "This is what they've done to other worlds," Min said. "This is what they'll do to Earth if we don't stop them." Dae-ho looked at the images with horror. "We need to show this to everyone. The whole world needs to see it. I know someone at the TV station, a woman said. I can get this on the air. Good, Ho Jin said. People need to know the truth. Just then, the building shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Outside, they heard a loud humming sound. Asterisk. They found us, asterisk, Jun said. Asterisk, they are above us now, asterisk. Everyone looked scared. Some of the newer people started to panic. What do we do? Someone cried. We can't fight them. Bake stood up tall. Even with his injured leg, he looked strong. Asterisk, we can fight. And we will win. But we need your help, asterisk. Our help. Daho asked. What can we do? Asterisk, the Guardians grow stronger when connected to their humans. Asterisk, Blake explained. Asterisk, touch your Guardians. Share your strength and courage, asterisk. The people looked uncertain, but did as Bake said. Each person put a hand on their guardian dog. As they did, the blue lines on the dogs grew brighter. Su-jin didn't have a guardian of her own, but she touched Bak's head. She felt a warm energy flow between them. Asterisk, now, we are ready, asterisk, Bak said. Asterisk, Sith is coming for us herself. She is angry I hurt her, asterisk. The roof suddenly tore open. Metal and wood flew everywhere. Through the hole, they saw a Tereth ship hovering above. A beam of light shot down, and in it stood Ambassador Sith. Her scales were fully extended, making her look twice as big. The scales shone like metal in the sun. Some of them had dark marks on them, wounds from her fight with Bak. Humans, Sith said, her voice cold and hard. You cannot stop what is coming. This world is ours now. No, Su-jin stepped forward. Earth belongs to us, and to our guardians. Sith laughed, a hissing sound that hurt their ears. Your guardians are weak. We have studied them. We know how to kill them now. She raised her arms. The scales on them grew longer, sharper. Watch how easily they die. Sith jumped down into the building. Her scales slashed through the air. She moved so fast, they could barely see her. But the Guardians were ready. As one, they formed a circle around the humans. Blue light connected them, guardian to guardian, creating a shield of energy. Sith hit the shield. Her scales sparked against it but couldn't break through. She tried again and again, moving around the circle, looking for a weak spot. Asterisk, hold firm. Asterisk, Buck told the other guardians. Asterisk, remember what we are. Remember why we were made, asterisk. Sith screamed in anger. She backed up and then ran forward. All her scales pointed at the shield like hundreds of knives. Daho grabbed Su-jin's hand. If we die, we won't, Su-jin said. Look. All over the city, blue lights were moving toward them. On the streets, in the parks, coming from every neighborhood, hundreds of guardian dogs were running to join them. People came too, following their guardians, not understanding yet but trusting them. Sith saw them coming and hesitated. Asterisk now, asterisk Buck said to all the guardians. Asterisk together. Asterisk. The blue shield exploded outward. It hit Sith and threw her back against the wall. For the first time, the mighty Tereth looked afraid. Sith got up slowly. Her blade scales were bent in places. Some had broken off completely. She looked at the growing crowd of guardians and humans with hate in her yellow eyes. This changes nothing, she hissed. My ships still fill your sky. My people are still coming. Asterisk, look again. Asterisk, Buck said. His voice now strong enough for everyone to hear, not just those he chose. Asterisk, look at your ships, asterisk. All eyes turned to the hole in the roof. Through it, they could see the 5 Tereth ships. Blue lights surrounded them now, hundreds of flying guardians. The oldest and strongest guardians had powers Bak hadn't shown yet. They could fly. They could create energy that damaged the ship's dark metal. Impossible, Sith whispered. Su-jin stepped forward, still holding the glass ball with the proof of Tereth crimes. Your people tried before. Our guardians stopped you then. They'll stop you now. The TV crew that one of the humans had called was filming everything. The whole world was watching now. People everywhere could see the Tereth for what they really were, and they could see the guardians protecting them. Sith looked at the cameras, then at the growing army of guardians. For the first time, she showed fear. "We can make a deal," she said quickly. "We can share this world." "Like you shared those other 12 worlds?" Daho asked. "The ones you destroyed?" Sith's scales rattled in anger. "Those people were weak. They had no guardians." And that is why you fear us, Buck said. Because you remember your defeat, Above them, one of the Tereth ships began to smoke. Blue fire burned through its hull. The ship tilted to one side and slowly moved away from the city, trying to escape. Sith saw this and made a decision. She ran for the light beam that had brought her down. "This isn't over," she shouted as the beam pulled her back up to her ship. The humans cheered as Sith fled, but Blake and the other guardians didn't celebrate yet. "It's not over," Buck told Daho and Sujin. "They will try one last attack." As if on cue, the remaining Tereth ships began to glow. Energy built up around them, growing stronger. "What are they doing?" Sujin asked. They will try to burn the city," Blake explained. "To kill as many guardians as they can before they leave." "Can you stop them?" Daho asked, fear in his voice. "Together. We can." Blake looked at all the guardian dogs. "But we need all your strength." The humans understood. Each person put both hands on their guardian. Those without guardians, like Sujin, touched those nearby. A web of blue light connected everyone, dogs and humans together. The Tereth ships fired. 5 beams of red energy shot down toward the city. All the guardians howled as one. A dome of blue light spread out from them, covering the whole city. The red beams hit the dome and split apart, shooting off into the sky. The effort was huge. Some of the older guardians fell to the ground, tired. But they had done it. The city was safe. Now, Buck commanded. Pushed them away, With one final effort, the guardians sent a pulse of energy upward. It hit the Tereth ships and pushed them higher, away from Earth. The ship's engines flared as they tried to fight it. But the guardians were too strong. One by one, the ships turned and flowed into space. The people of Seoul watched as the black ships became small dots and then vanished completely. It was over. Earth was safe. Later, as the sun set, Daho and Sujin sat on a hill overlooking the city. Buck lay between them, his white fur clean again, the blue lines now just a faint glow. "What happens now?" Sujin asked. Now, the guardians will go back to being dogs, Buck said. Most of us. Anyway, some will stay awake, watching for danger, Will you go back to being just my pet? Daho asked, scratching Buck's ears. Bake looked up at him with those intelligent blue eyes. Was never just your pet. I was always your guardian, your friend, your family, Sujin smiled and put her hand on Buck's fur. "I think I need a dog of my own now." I think you do, Buck agreed. Know a nice guardian puppy who needs a home, In the city below, life was returning to normal. But it would never be the same. Humans now knew they were not alone in the universe. They also knew they were not unprotected. Across the world, people looked at their dogs with new understanding and love. The bond between humans and their oldest friends had saved Earth. Bake rested his head on Daho's leg and finally closed his eyes. This time, he blinked.